be up, ladies and gents? Welcome to ButtonBashed with me, DemonicLamb. As you see, I'm suited for the job. Today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. I've tried to be like as blind as I possibly can towards what this game is, because I've heard from reviews that you have to sort of play it yourself to understand. So we're going to play it today and see what goes on. Is the never the end is never the end is loading. Never. It looks really strange. I've never seen anything quite like it. I've seen quite a few YouTubers that I like play it, so I thought I'd give it a try of my own. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I just thought I'd get suited for the job.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I see.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ripping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, as long as Stanley's
and then
happy.
One day, something very peculiar happened.
I see.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting,
How very
or even
odd.
say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, this is me walking around. Hello? I would very much like a donut. 429's not in work.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, I can't find a trace of my co-workers. Imagine having someone that commentated your life. That'd be epic. Don't know what that guy's playing. Okay. Yeah, no one's here. No one is here at all. Let's just carry on. Hello?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What happens if I enter the door on my right after he says that?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, this is awesome. So I can go against the commentator's rules. You cannot control me, commentator.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yes. Ah, smell that office air. Beautiful. Nice cup of coffee.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did he now? Or did he simply not follow the rules? Maybe...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible it wasn't 5 years ago.
Well, I was never one for rules. Screw the rules. I have a job. Oh, what's this? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. It will cause death. Penalty for misuse is $1,000. Penalty for jumping is $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I
There's
see.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her, eh?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is
She's
she?
been waiting.
She has? Am I getting laid? This is the best game ever. 6 minutes in and we're getting laid. In a dark room. Okay, I'm going in this dark room. It's in this dark room. Oh god.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. I'm picking up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Hello?
Come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They want to commit their life to you.
I
I'm trying
did.
to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Hey, come on.
Inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No. No, I don't like you.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
I don't like you. I don't like you, Mr. Commentator. I want Morgan Freeman. You suck. You suck. Hey,
This
girl.
is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I don't want to press Z. I don't want to press Z. No. No, I don't want to die. Move out my way. Come on, we can get out of here. Stupid commentator and his stupid rules. Let me out. No.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I don't want to press your stupid buttons.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
You know what? Screw the rules. I'm pressing L. Fine.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
I just want to get out of here.
Wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Now that's something
So
I can
he began
do.
to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
This is ridiculous.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I'm starting to
As he
regret my
wandered through
choice.
This fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh god, I
It
get
was
what's going
such a
on.
Wonderful fantasy.
Mhm.
And so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
Oh, this guy
Surely there's an
sucks.
answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I love you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh, this is really weird. Zed to go to sleep.
And
Huh?
I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Fuck you.
You see? Can he just not hear me? Tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'm gonna question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose. The same as
Hang
Stanley.
on!
We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
I just died. I just died. So we're gonna try that again.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
We're gonna follow the rules
Stanley
this time.
decided to go to the meeting room.
We're gonna be
Perhaps
good.
he'd simply
We're gonna be a good
misremembered.
employee. I just think he's just gonna kill me over and over again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I see.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I bet if I go to my boss's office, I might find an answer there. Using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Slides don't do that though. Everyone is unique, you most of all. I see. This is a weird ass office. Oh, a broom closet. I don't want to go in there. It looks dangerous. It's not telling me to do anything. Okay. Okay, ready? Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. There's something in here. Maybe there's not. Maybe he's just telling the truth. That's what we're going to do on this part. We're going to just do exactly what he says.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm really tempted to go downstairs, but I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go upstairs. Wow, what a fancy place. It smells like rich mahogany. Nope. Hello, boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I see what you did there, game. That's clever. I don't see a secret keypad. I see a drawer.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Fuck. Fuck.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah.
Opened passage.
Okay. It reminds me a lot of Portal, this game. The guy seems very evil. Why did I do that? Okay, it's loading. Loading! Mouse! 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 Mouse!
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Yeah.
Why did he feel this now? When
Why?
for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
This place looks delicious.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hang on a minute! Escape, mind control facility. Do you know what? We're going to escape. Wait, no we're not. I don't know what to do. Okay, we're going to go mind control facility. Fuck it. Come on. Control me. I am yours to control, Almighty God.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Dude, I had the strength to find out. So peculiar. This game is so peculiar. Seriously. Big button. Big button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This is so strange. Where the hell are we? So this is like a big security center, and this is so weird.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
I get it.
His emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly.
I control Stanley. I am the controller.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the
I am
world?
the controller.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So I've got to destroy the place? So the guy's good, right? I'm so confused. The facility's power. This is not going to end well.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh. Did that kill me?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I can still see things. Go.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Too many.
As sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is one big ass door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, things were meant to happen.
Yeah.
And Stanley was happy.
Yay! We made Stanley happy. Go. We're good. We're good people. There we go. I beat the game. Ish. That's not beating the game though. I've been told that there's like freaking tons of endings. And I think that's like the easiest one to get because you literally follow all the rules. You can play the game and not follow the rules, and then different things happen. Like you saw the first time. But if you follow all the rules, you just generally escape, and Stanley's happy.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
The narrative's different. The narrative's different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, that's the same. This time we're going to go down the stairs. That's where it's different for me.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Downstairs.
Coming to the staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he didn't. He went downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Maybe I am
None of
crazy.
it made any logical sense.
Maybe nothing
As Stanley pondered
exists.
this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Oh,
They seemed
God.
repeating.
They are.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. once, I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh my god.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, I thought that a long time
The
ago.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
I am
Now,
awake.
hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
I have no
Did
feet.
the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream.
I am in control. This is a
So
dream.
he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Wake
He
up.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Come
the
on.
fresh air of a world outside.
It's all a dream. It's all a dream. I have a beautiful wife that isn't a plastic mannequin.
He thought to himself.
Come
I'm
on.
through with this dream. I
I'm
wish
through.
it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the button.
No!
Please.
No, 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 no,
That is
no,
all
no.
I want.
No, that's not what I
I
want.
want my apartment and my wife.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
my job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
I don't believe you. Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Hello.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
I'm
He
real.
was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It
But-
was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only
I'm
a
so
moment
confused.
she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, that's all we got time for this first episode. I hope you've enjoyed this very peculiar game. You should pick it up yourself and check it out and see if you can find things that I haven't found. It's on Steam. It's on sale at the moment, but I'm not sure how long that's on for. But yeah, thanks for watching. I've been DemonicLamb of ButtonBashed, and there is no end. There is no end. I'm just going to keep pushing buttons